Monday Night Raw comes to a close, and yes, I know it was yesterday, but again, it was in Perth, Australia, and I was not going to be doing a review late at night. So Monday Night Raw once again decides to show its desperation Triple H shows his desperation, I should say, and a situation that makes no sense. And we got a situation that literally makes no sense. So we see, at the end of the show, CM Punk defeats Jey Uso, Yeet Man, and LA Knight to become number one contender for the World Heavyweight title. And then out of nowhere, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed turn on Seth. They turn on Seth Rollins. And yeah. So now, for some weird reason, they decide to turn on Seth. Now, I know Seth had been doubting himself over the last several weeks, and, maybe some people may think that makes a lot of sense. But to me, I think this is a bit, it kind of makes the vision pointless. Like, you form this group, and it doesn't even last 6 months. It was sort of like, it reminded me of when Edge was quickly kicked out of the Judgment Day, when Damian Priest and Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley decided to kick him to the curb, even though it was like a couple of months after. So, yeah, it's just a bit weird. It's a bit weird, but regardless, the thing that bothers me a bit about this whole Vision thing is Becky Lynch. She just joined it about a month or so ago. Like, again, their PLEs are all over the damn place. I can't keep track of everything. Like, she joined it several months ago. And now what are they going to do with Becky? Are they going to just magically turn her back babyface now? Because, Seth is now a good guy, so we got to make the wife a good guy. Like, I don't understand why Becky can't just stay heel, but just not be with the Vision anymore. She was doing her own thing as a heel before she joined the Vision. Before she joined the Vision, she was doing her own thing with Lyra and Bayley, and she was doing a good job as a heel. I felt they only had her join just to do the AJ Lee thing, where AJ came back and slapped Becky right in the mouth and tapped her out at WrestlePalooza. And by the way, this is the 4th week in a row, no AJ Lee. And I know some people are going to say, it was in Perth. AJ Lee wasn't going to fly all the way out to Perth, Australia. I believe she probably could have. But anyway, it just makes Becky joining the Vision so utterly pointless. It just makes her involvement in the Vision utterly pointless because she only just joined about a month or so ago, and now Seth Rollins has already been booted out of his own damn faction. So now next week they've said that Maxine Dupri will get a title match against Becky because she beat her by countout. That means now Maxine Dupri gets a title match. So, are they either going to have Maxine Dupri win the title, or are they going to wait for AJ to come back whenever they bloody feel like ready to bring her back? And then AJ beats her for the title. And that's the thing I'm trying to say. That's the thing that's confusing me, because she's not... her being in the Vision just doesn't make sense now, because she joined it for Seth. Now that Seth's not there, there's no reason for her to be there. Is Paul Heyman going to say, Becky, you're not in the Vision anymore because you lost to a woman who hadn't wrestled in 10 years and you couldn't beat the lowest wrestler on the card? Like, if you go by a ranking system, if you go to like the 2K25 ranking system and you look at where all the wrestlers are ranked, Maxine would literally be the person on the bottom, like the last person on the bottom. Like at the very bottom of the rankings, you'd see Maxine Dupri there. So basically, you'd be saying, you couldn't beat the lowest wrestler on the rankings. She's like the lowest wrestler on the entire card and you couldn't beat her. Even though Becky did beat her a couple of weeks ago before the whole countout situation. But again, now her involvement in the group just doesn't make sense. Now her involvement in the group just no longer makes any sense. So, another thing that I didn't like about this show, and yeah, I know you're going to hear me say that a lot, at the start of the show, when Seth was cutting his promo, the Australian fans decided to do the one song that I absolutely love, and I want it to never go away, the classic singing the wrestler's name, singing the wrestler's name. Like, at Crown Jewel, they were booing Bronson Reed and saying F you Bronson because he attacked Roman for taking too long to bring in a table. And then on Monday Night Raw, they're singing his name. Like, now you're going Bronson Reed, Bronson Reed. Why weren't you guys doing that in Perth? Why weren't you guys doing that in Crown Jewel? Like, you were singing Roman Reigns in Perth and saying F you Bronson. Now you want to sing his name? Now you're going to sing his name. Now you're going to sing his name after you were booing him and saying F you Bronson at the pay-per-view. Just stop. Just stop. Like, seriously, you can't do that. You can't boo someone one day and then cheer them the next day. It literally makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. So then you had Dominic, as usual, win, and of course, we get the dirty Dom. I knew they'd do it. Australia is no better than every other country and every other place that do that stupid Dirty Dom song. They're no better than everybody else. And I hate to say, and that bothers me. Like, the Australia audience, when they went to Australia for AEW, they didn't do that shit then. The Australia fans didn't sing any wrestlers' names in AEW. Well, yeah, they were singing Edge's theme song, but they weren't singing, they weren't going, Mercedes Moné, Harley Cameron. They weren't doing that. They weren't doing that in the AEW show. They weren't doing that in the AEW show when I watched that. When I watched the AEW show, no, there was no singing. Sure, they were singing Edge's theme, but that's about it. That's about it. They only sung Edge's theme song. That was the only thing they did. No Tony Storm, Mariah May. None of that. None of that. And I thought the Aussie crowd knew better because they saw the AEW show. But no, they're no better. They're no better than anybody else. Always got to sing wrestlers' names. Always got to be stupid and annoying with this stupid song. I hate it so much. It's so annoying. And if I upset anyone who actually likes that song, then this ain't the channel for you. Because my God, man, I'm so sick of this song and I wish it would go away. But unfortunately, it's never going to go away because it's here to stay. Because France started it, now it's here to stay. Now every wrestler has to have their name chanted that way. Bronson Reed is now the latest addition to it. Are every other country going to start singing Bronson Reed? Or is it just going to be exclusive to Australia? Probably not. But again, every damn wrestler's name continues to be sung, and it gets annoying every single time. Rhea would beat Kairi, but then Kabuki Warriors would attack Ripley and Io after the match, so their little feud is still going. Kairi got her old music back, and personally, I think it's a little too early to give back her old theme. I thought the theme she had wasn't bad. I mean, come on, guys. Her Def Rebel music wasn't that awful. The Voyager, whatever the Def Rebel song was called, it was actually really good. The Voyager song was actually good, and it fit her current character. It fit her current character. I felt like giving back Kairi's old music would have made sense when she finally decided to turn on Asuka. To me, that would have been the perfect time to bring back Kyrie's old music. But no, they're just giving back everyone's music, even when it doesn't make sense or it's not the right time to do it. I felt like the right time to give Kyrie her old theme back was when she turned on Asuka. But here we are. We got Kyrie's old music back. Shinsuke got his old music back. To be honest, the only one I really care about is Sheamus getting his theme back. To me, that's the only one I truly care about. Is Sheamus getting written in me face back? To be fair, I don't really care if anybody else got their old themes back. If they did, great. But to me, the only one that really matters to me is Sheamus. Is Rhea Ripley gonna get her old "This Is My Brutality" song back? Is she gonna get her original "This Is My Brutality" song back too? Since apparently every wrestler wants to go back to their old themes. Or maybe not every wrestler, but some of them weren't happy. But some of them. So Rusev wants another title match against Dirty Dom, and they make it official for next week. Why? Why is Rusev getting another shot at the IC title when he literally just lost his opportunity? Rusev lost his opportunity to win the IC title last week. Didn't he not? So why is he now getting another title shot? Is it... I do not get it. I don't understand the logic here. Why is a guy who failed to win the title getting another shot at the title? I don't understand the logic here. Why are title opportunities just being gifted out like Christmas presents? That's what title opportunities are nowadays. They're handed out like Christmas presents. Here you go, son. Here's a title opportunity for you. As a gift. That's what title matches are nowadays. They're just given out like Christmas presents. When they make no sense. The only way to be given a title shot is you either beat the champion or you earn the right to get one. You can't just be given one just for the sake of it. Rusev was just given a title shot just for the sake of it, even though he failed to win the title last week. So Dirty Dom goes from defending his title against Rusev to then defending his title against Penta, who also didn't do anything to get a title shot, to now fighting the same guy who he beat 2 weeks ago. And Rusev did nothing to get the title shot. I don't remember Rusev tapping out Dominic in the middle of the ring to earn himself a title opportunity. Triple H just hands out title opportunities like a Christmas gift. And it makes no sense. The Uso brothers are back to doing their usual thing, always bickering amongst themselves, the whole Bloodline saga. I'm so tired of it. It's not cinema anymore, guys. The Bloodline is not cinema anymore, but of course you'll get all those idiots on Twitter talking about how it's cinema. It's not cinema anymore. I'm ready to get up. I'm ready to get up and walk out of this cinema. Because I do not want to sit there and watch this same old story again. It's not cinema anymore, guys. Triple H is so desperate for ratings. And I don't like using that term a lot, but it's true. The Raw and SmackDown ratings have been tanking so bad that Triple H is now desperate to revive an old storyline just for the sake of getting people's interest back in the product. Don't you people see that's the only reason he's doing it? It's just so people can be invested in that way. He can get all the ratings back, get all the TV ratings back, get all the viewers that he told to F off. All the viewers that he told to F off because we're not real fans. Because we complained about his product. F off if you don't like my product. That's what he did. He told the audience to F off if we don't like his product. That's what he literally did. That's what he literally did. He told his audience to F off, and now they are effing off. And because they're effing off and they're losing ratings, now he's desperate to tell. Now he's desperate to be like, guys, I'm sorry I told you all to F off, okay? Please come back. Please come back. I'll give you what you want, guys. Please, come back. That's what this Bloodline story is. It's nothing more than begging the audience to come back and to watch the product again. But if I was someone who was a fan of the Bloodline saga, in my opinion, if I was a Bloodline fan and if I enjoyed the Bloodline saga, which I didn't, but I will put myself in the shoes of a Bloodline fan who was such a fan of the story, and if I saw this again, I'd be like, why are we doing this again? Like, we just saw all this years ago. I wouldn't be excited for it if I was a Bloodline fan. If I was a person who loved the Bloodline, I wouldn't be jumping for joy about seeing Roman and the Usos bickering like a bunch of 3-year-olds. I'd be like, why am I seeing the exact same story again? But the unfortunate truth is that this is what the community is. The community are now excited to see this being rebooted. It's not like they know any better. The fans today don't know any better. They just think Triple H is bringing back, like, oh, we all loved the Bloodline. We all loved the Bloodline story, and now Triple H is reviving it. Great. It's going to be great. No, it's not going to be great because we're tired of it. We've seen it all before. Do we really need to see Jay and Roman fight over the Ulafalas again? No, we don't. We don't need to see that again. Who the hell wants to see Jey Uso as Tribal Chief? Like, honestly, to me it makes no sense to just do the same things over and over and over again. It gets boring. But no, it's cinema, apparently, because that's all I see on this damn timeline about the Bloodline. Oh, did you see the attention to detail to the Bloodline story? What attention to detail? You mean the exact same details I've seen before over the last 4 years of this whole storyline? The same old story of Jey Uso being fed up with Roman? The whole story where Jay's like, deuces, I'm out? You mean that same attention to detail? I've seen it all before. I don't need to see it again. Triple H is desperate for ratings, and it shows with this angle. And I even feel the same way with the Vision breaking up. I actually think he's doing it because he's desperate for ratings. He's so desperate for ratings, he's now breaking up the Vision just so that people go, oh my God, what the hell happened here? Now I need to start watching the shows. That's what Triple H is doing. He's trying to get his audience back. He told everyone to F off, and now he's desperate to get everyone to come back. Lyra lost 520,000. I know she hasn't lost that many times, but Roxanne Perez always loses. I mean, she got a win last week. Congratulations, Roxanne. You got your one and only win this month. Congrats, Rox. You got your one win a month. Now, your one and only win a month. Now it's time to go back to being a jobber again, because that's Roxanne's character. She loses one. She wins one match, goes on a losing streak. 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 That's Roxanne Perez's personality in the Judgment Day. She gets one win, but then she's looking up at the lights for the rest of the month. So she got her one and only win this month, and now it's time for her to go back and do what she always does, and that's look up at the lights again. And then WWE has the goal. WWE then has the goal to have Roxanne confronts Stephanie Vakir and potentially now slot her in the title contention for the Women's World Championship. And I'm seeing people on social media being all like, yep, I'm sold on this. Yeah, I want to see this. You mean you want to see a woman who has been losing all the damn time get an opportunity at a title? How does this make any sense? That's what this community does. This community is just, oh, I want to see this. Yes, Roxy and Stephanie is going to be a great match. Of course it's going to be a great match. But can you for once use your damn brain and think for a second, wait, this doesn't make sense. Roxanne always loses. Why is she getting a title shot? If Vince McMahon was the one in charge of this, that's what people would be saying. Hey Vince, why is Roxanne getting a title match? She always loses. That's what people always said when Vince was in charge. What is this guy or what's this girl done to deserve a title opportunity? How many times have I heard reviewers say that whenever Vince McMahon was booking things? This guy doesn't deserve a title shot. This girl doesn't deserve a title shot. What's this guy or what's this girl done to deserve a title match? But under Triple H, you're just given title matches and people are just like, yeah, I'm sold. Yeah, give me this. This is what I want to see. Yeah, give me this. No one questions it. No one questions it because it's Papa H. No one questions it because it's Triple H's booking. But if you don't like Triple H's booking, you're not a real wrestling fan and you want Vince McMahon back in charge. And if you and that's how it all works. It's either you kiss Triple H's ass or you're not a real wrestling fan, according to most people. And I got yelled at for stating my opinion about Roxanne not being in the Judgment Day, about how she doesn't fit in the Judgment Day and how she's been poorly booked in the Judgment Day and how the Judgment Day has ruined her character. And I got people telling me how wrong I was. Oh, she's a former tag team champion, man. She's doing great. She's been getting featured every week. Oh, horrible take alert. Horrible take alert. Horrible take alert. It's not a take. It's not a take. It's a fact. It's not a take. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. Roxanne has been downright ruined from this whole Judgment Day thing. She literally got added in the same way Liv Morgan did to try and flirt with Dom. That's the only reason she got thrown into the mix. And then a few other people like, oh, you do realize if Roxanne wasn't put in the Judgment Day, she'd be in catering, right? Well, I guess that's Triple H's fault, isn't it? Well, I guess that we should be blaming Triple H for that then, right? Because he literally put her in the Judgment Day because he didn't know what to do with her. That's why she's in the group. He had no idea what to do with Roxanne, so he was like, put her in the Judgment Day. Just put her in the Judgment Day. At least that way she'll be on TV. It may not make sense, but just put her in there anyway. That's the only reason why she was there. They didn't put her in there because it was their plan to put her in there from day one. Do you really think that was their plan from the beginning, to throw Roxanne in the Judgment Day, when Roxanne's whole personality is, I am the prodigy, no one's on my level? That's her if you saw her run in NXT, you would know that's her character. She's the prodigy. No one's on her level. Well, I guess everybody's on her level here on the main roster. From Alexa Bliss to Lyra Valkyria to Bayley, everybody. Every single person she's lost to are on her level. And she's not the prodigy anymore. No, everyone's on her level. She's lost 40 matches this year. She's got like the most losses this year. But then people want to sit here and tell me that Roxy is fine. She's on TV every week. Who cares if she's lost 5,000 matches in 1 year? She gets TV time every week. She's on the show. Being in the Judgment Day means she's on TV every week. So you're telling me you're okay with Roxanne just looking up at the lights every single week? That's what you're telling me. You're telling me you don't care that Roxanne looks like a jobber. You don't care that Roxanne loses all the time, as long as she's on TV. You're telling me as a Roxanne fan you'd be satisfied with that? If you're a fan of Roxanne, you're telling me you would be satisfied. You would be satisfied with her just being on TV, losing all the time. That's what you're telling me. If you are a fan of Roxanne, oh, it doesn't matter if she loses all the time as long as she's on TV. It does matter. Wins and losses need to matter. Wins and losses need to matter in today's society of pro wrestling. You can't just have someone go on a losing streak and then all of a sudden, here, we'll just put you in a title program. It doesn't work that way. Here, Roxy, we'll put you in a title program with Stephanie V. Even though people are going to think, oh, well, you know, she always loses, so it's another loss coming for Stephanie. What, are you meaning to tell me Roxanne's going to beat Stephanie Vakir next week? Get herself a title shot? Is that what you're going to tell me? Because they booked the match next week? Are you telling me Stephanie V is going to drop a match to Roxanne Perez just so then you can promote a title match between the two of them and then you have Stephanie V lose to Roxy? When the title's on the line, it doesn't work that way. You can't turn someone from a jobber to champion. That's what people didn't like about Jinder Mahal. Remember when Jinder Mahal was just a jobber and all he did was lose, and then out of nowhere he beats Randy Orton for the WWE title? Now all of a sudden we got to take him seriously? You can't do that. That's not how this works. If Roxanne's a jobber, then in your eyes she's a jobber. Jobbers don't deserve title opportunities, and I love Roxanne. And the fact that people tell me that they're okay with it, oh, she's fine. She's fine. She's a former tag team champion. Yeah, she was given the tag team title. It was given to her on a silver platter because Liv Morgan got hurt. Did she and Raquel enter some kind of mysterious tournament to prove they deserve to be the tag team champions? No, Roxanne was just given the title. Like I said before with Rusev, he got a title shot like it's a Christmas gift. That's what Roxanne was given. It's like she unwrapped a Christmas present, and then Triple H was like, here, Roxy, since Liv Morgan's out of action, here's a Christmas gift for you. You are now one half of the women's tag team champions with Raquel. That's not earning your title opportunities. That's not earning a title. But people want to tell me, oh, Roxanne's fine. Being in the Judgment Day has been nothing but good for her because she gets featured every week. She's a former tag team champion in the group, so her being in the Judgment Day makes sense. It made Damian Priest and it made Rhea Ripley, so therefore your take is wrong. It's not a take, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. This being in the Judgment Day has done nothing for Roxanne. Being in the Judgment Day has done nothing but hurt Roxanne, and all these losses that continue to pile up are going to make it worse. And now you're going to convince me that Roxanne is now a worthy contender for Stephanie's title when all she does is look up at the lights? Yeah, I know she beat Lyra last week. So what? So what if she beat Lyra last week? Congrats, you beat Lyra last week. Whoop-dee! And now she's losing again. It's like I said, she gets one win a month. She gets one win a month. When was the last time Roxanne actually was on a winning streak? When was the last time she got win after win after win after win after win? When was the last time she actually felt like she was actually on a roll and she was actually on a winning streak? Never. Never. She gets like maybe 1 or 2 wins and then she's losing. Come on, guys. Can we use our damn brains? And use our damn brains for once? But no. I get told I'm wrong about my take on Roxanne. No, it's not a take. It's a fact. What I said about Roxanne is not a take and it's not an opinion. It's a fact. This group has done nothing but hurt Roxanne. And also, Finn Balor was supposed to get this so-called singles push this year. Where is this magical singles push that Finn Balor was supposed to get this year? Remember the report that about Finn Balor was supposed to get this big old massive singles push? Where's that? Where's that singles push? Where's that Finn Balor singles push? Oh wait, that singles push went to Dominic instead. It went to Dominic instead, and now Finn's tag team champion with JD McDonough again, and they're not defending their titles, as per usual. But now they want to put AJ Styles and Dragon Lee together as a tag team, and have them challenge JD McDonough and Finn Balor for the tag titles. Why are Dragon Lee and AJ Styles a tag team? I don't freaking know. But according to AJ Styles, we don't need stories. We don't need a story. We don't need a storyline reason to why he and Dragon Lee are a tag team. They're just gonna kick ass, as what he said with he and John Cena. We don't need a story. Me and Cena are gonna kick ass. Just watch it. That's what AJ Styles said about the whole John Cena debacle. And that's what he's going to say about his whole tag team with Dragon Lee. We don't need a storyline reason to why me and Dragon Lee are a tag team. We kick ass at we're a kick-ass tag team and you're going to watch. No! I need a reason why you guys are a tag team. Dragon Lee's a part of the LWO, is he not? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. But again, Finn Balor was supposed to get this so-called singles push, and this so-called singles push is him winning the World Tag Team titles again for like the what, 4th time? Yeah, what a great singles push you got there, Finn Balor. What a great singles push. And now they're saying, now they're saying, and they said the same thing about Roxanne. They had big plans in place for her. And those big plans are her looking up at the likes every single week and being gifted the Tag Team Championship like it's a Christmas present. And now they want to tell us Lyra Valkyria is going to get a big push in 2026. Wow, I wonder how many losses. I wonder what's going to happen to Lyra Valkyria next year. Wow, I wonder what's going to happen to Lyra Valkyria next year. Considering their track record of every time they say someone's going to get a big push, I wonder what's going to happen to Lyra Valkyria next year. Main event was CM Punk beating Jay Uso. I almost called him what? I almost called him that other name. Jay Uso and LA Knight to earn a shot at Seth's title. And as I said before, Seth turned on. Seth was betrayed by Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Again, while it was a shocking moment, I feel like this was only done for ratings. I feel like this was only done so then fans can tune in, so then the ratings can go up, and Triple H he'll be hoping and praying that the Bloodline story, and he'd be putting his hands, he'd be on his knees with his hands together, praying to the heavens above that Seth being turned on by Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed and the Uso story. He'd be praying that boosts the ratings. He'd be praying that the ratings go up and up and up from this. That's what he'd be praying on. He'd be praying to the gods above that these two big things carry Monday Night Raw. And he'd be hoping and praying that the ratings go up. This is nothing more than a desperate act to get more ratings, and I don't understand why fans continue and continue and continue to fall for this. They continue to get excited as if it's supposed to be the best thing ever. Roxy and Stephanie, I'm sold. I'm sold. You're sold on someone who always loses getting a title opportunity? Come on, guys. I love Roxanne as well as anybody else, but can we please use our brains and use our heads and think logically here? You do that all the time when Vince is in charge. We got to get our brains on. Turn our brains on and think of the logical situations whenever Vince McMahon was around. But ever since Triple H has taken over, we've turned our brains off. We've turned our brains off ever since Triple H has taken over. We just sit on our asses and just accept what he gives us. Oh, it was a great match. Oh, what a great match that was. This is awesome. Fight forever. Sing this wrestler's name. That's what today's wrestling is. That's what today's wrestling is. No one, Triple H is just not allowed to be critiqued. He's not allowed to be, you just cannot criticize him. You just cannot use your brain and tell him, hey, this doesn't make sense. Because if you do, either his little soldiers who support his work are going to call you not a real wrestling fan, and you're just a Vince McMahon shill who wants Vince McMahon back in charge, or if you're Triple H, you tell his audience to F off. That's literally what wrestling is today under WWE. It's either you love Triple H's content or you stop watching. No more logic, and no more logic is allowed. We cannot question the logic anymore. We're not allowed to question it anymore. We can't think. We're not allowed to be all like, hang on, this doesn't make sense. No, we just gotta accept it like a bunch of sheep. And that, my friends, is why this episode of Monday Night Raw was nothing more than Triple H desperate to get more ratings.